Big thanks to Super7 for sending this one out. Check them out in links in the description, along with links to buy. Turtles, Dragon Ball, Kaiju, and more. Steven's Toy Reviews. Hello there, collectors. It is Steven here, and we are continuing on with Wave 2 from Super7 for their Ultimates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles lineup. And I'm going to go ahead and spoil it right off the top. This is going to be my favorite from the wave, Bebop. Why is he my favorite? We're going to have to stick around and find out. So the big old warthog here is going to be the largest Super7 Ultimates figure in the lineup for TMNT so far, and it's going to be readily available at retail, or at least was, and folks are wondering if this is going to be worth picking up, especially with the competition that is available on the market. So enough dilly-dallying around, let's take a look to see whether or not this one part of the dynamic duo is worth adding to your collection. The other part would be Rocksteady, which is going to be in Wave 3. If you don't like the pink on the head, wait until we get to the accessory section, or you already saw the intro shot, where we do have an alternate head sculpt. So stick around, take a look at that. Other than that, and I mean, even taking a look at the pink head sculpt, yeah, I've got nothing here to say except for a couple of paint rubs where we can see the base plastic, which I'm not really that upset about because I might have dropped them. Yeah, so that's my fault. Otherwise, Bebop gets a pass with flying colors here. Not perfect, because I don't believe there's such thing as a perfect figure, but generally speaking, if we take a look at the head sculpt here, we can see that Bebop's glasses, the silver paint application for the lenses, masked very well. We can see his septum ring looks very nice. We don't have a gold overspray here. The teeth look nice. No clumpy paint application there. The pink spray, very good. We do have the mohawk with the ponytail. Yep, looks very good. I think that is a separate piece that's glued in, so I'm not expecting an overspray there. We do have the turtle shoulder pads, which look good. We have the necklace that looks great. It actually has a nice pink application to it. All of the doodads and the zipper on his vest, just fine. We do have the chains, which, hey, that's good. And the paint scratches that I'm talking about are actually going to be on the front of his waist there, which, yeah, again, there's a little scratch, which is my fault. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the shoes have a little bit of weathering to them to make it look like he's been running around. I'm going to go ahead and end this section. Yeah, Bebop is going to be my favorite from this wave. All right, articulation time. Okay, big boy Bebop. Woo, he moves actually rather well. I was kind of surprised. I would maybe recommend a couple of other joints, but otherwise, everything that I could ask for. What do we have? Well, neck is going to be one awesome ball joint system here. So we get a peg that plugs into the neck, which I believe is going to be a ball joint, and then the head plugs in on a ball joint. Easy to swap out, so that's a good thing to see. So he looks up very far, despite the fact that he's got a ponytail. So that's cool. And he looks down just far enough, twist and turn from side to side. It's all good there. He is going to have those turtles on his shoulders, but he can still swivel around, which is good. And he has nice, effective range. They're not really going to block anything, even if you go to put him in a T-pose. Yes, so that's good. Nice movement there from those hinges. Which, speaking of hinges, he has single elbow hinges, which also have very easy to move swivels. Let me go ahead and drop his arms back down so you can see that. So we have hinges at the elbow along with swivels. Very good. Wrists, they plug in on pegs, so they're going to swivel and also have hinge movement. The hinges on the hands here are a little tight, so I am very careful moving them. Just something to keep in mind. Waist swivel. No ab crunch, which I think he would benefit from greatly. But when we take a look at all of the joints together, they work just fine. Hips. Swivel, he can kick out forward and back about that far. He is going to have a rubbery waist area here, so that's going to be good. Kick out to the sides to do the splits that far. We are going to have thigh swivels, which is good. Now here's where the interesting thing comes in. We do have single hinge knees along with swivels there. Very good. We are going to have the boot cut swivel. Hinge ankles with so many joints here. Dedicated, oh boy, ankle rockers, right? So well, let me get it back in neutral. There you go. You can see the ankle rocker moving. Okay, ankle rocker moves. So many joints here, I don't want to get anything too discombobulated. Okay, so you notice that there is going to be a brace here on this leg. So we don't really get too much movement out of that swivel. We are going to have to use that boot cut there, right? So does this move? Got to put a little force into it. But yes, it does. We get the full range basically of that hinge, which is pretty cool. And then the tail is on a swivel. So for this big guy here, yep, the articulation is great. What I would say this guy needed would be, like I made mention, some form of an ab crunch and true blue dedicated bicep swivels. But otherwise, I really don't have much to complain about. I think he is articulated and engineered very well. Time to talk accessories about good old Bebop here. And what do we have? Well, we do have an alternate head sculpt, which is going to be the same, but repainted all brown. We're going to get an alternate set of fists. We are going to get a dagger, a drill shell gun, I guess, and a trash can lid. Like the other Ultimates figures from Super 7, we are going to get an unpainted weapons rack. So this way, if you really wanted to go back to the plain mace nostalgia, you can do that. Now let's go ahead and talk about the weapons. So we are going to get that dagger, which does look very good. It's not just going to be straightforward black or gray. We are going to have some blues mixed in, which is very nice. And the silver paint that is going to be applied both here and to the drill. Silver paint, metallic paint in general. It's not easy to thin out and make it look perfect like some other paints. So any clumpiness, realistically speaking, it's just fine. It comes with the territory. Now regarding the trash can shield here, unfortunately, the way that it's constructed, it's very difficult to get Bebop to hold it. You're actually going to have to apply a lot of heat to his hand, and the way that he's going to have to hold it is kind of sort of pinching it between his fingers and his thumbs. So it's not really going to be able to be held like a traditional shield because his hand is very hard and the gap between the fingers and the thumb is very small. So he can hold it, as you'll see in the 360 spin view and in this action shot that I'm showing you in this portion of the review. But yeah, I mean, it works, but not necessarily in the traditional sense. So that could use a little bit of an improvement. So overall for accessories here for Bebop, we don't get a whole lot. That's probably due to his size. He's a big figure, though I do think in areas of improvement, one, he's a humanoid figure, so he should come with splayed hands. And I think they could have just went ahead and axed the fists because, well, we kind of get those with the weapon holding hands. And for the trash can shield, maybe we could have gotten a different assembly method for that, so this way he could use it a bit more effectively. But if you are looking for other effect parts or support stands that Bebop didn't come with, you know I have videos to help you out there. Now, with Bebop being one of the bigger figures in Super 7's offerings, I decided to pair him with Mutagen Man for the size comparison, so this way you can see how big these guys are. And of course, I did put them side by side with Leo and Shredder, so this way you can see how big all of Wave 2 is together if you wanted to put them on your shelf. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Bebop is going to be large and in charge with amazing detail, articulation that works just fine, though the accessories are going to be his weak point, but even then, he comes with some nifty weapons. Overall, I do have to say for original MSRP, this is one hell of a good deal. And yeah, you will be happy getting this if you do get it for a reasonable price. Aftermarket, however, rein it in. Yeah, this is another one that is going to continue the hot streak for Super 7's TMNT Ultimates. And I have to say, I'm glad this one's going to be on my shelf. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.